Hey, what's going on? My name is Brad, and today's special video is going to be about a very old question that everyone's asked before and everyone wants to know. Which character is the funnest to play as? Which character is the strongest to play as? And which character is the strongest and funnest to play as? In this video, I'll go review their ups and downs of the characters that I have created personally, and I'll let you know what I think of each and every one. The ups about the Thunderbreaker class is that they're very strong, but the downside to them is that they're very weak or fragile. In about 4 to 5 hits and you'll be knocked out. The ups about a Cannoneer is that they're a very strong class as well, but just like the Thunderbreaker, they have low HP and are pretty fragile. If you want to hit max damage though, this is your best bet. The upsides to the Paladin class are that they have a huge set amount of defense. Combine that with their HP, and they're pretty much invincible to all but a few physical attacks. They use one move primarily throughout their whole job, but with this one move, they can incorporate 4 different kinds of elements: fire, ice, lightning, and a holy attribute. On top of that, they have an amazing aerial effect at the 4th job advancement. It's called Heaven's Hammer, and it's a spectacle to behold. When you use it, it leaves monsters with 1 HP for a one-hit KO. Amazing view. The downside to the paddling classes are that they're not very mobile, and because they do use one move throughout their whole job, it can get very boring, and this makes the paddling class extremely disliked. Their base attack is also not as strong as most warriors. They are considered to be one of the weakest warrior classes. Another downside is that they are vulnerable to magic attacks. Although invincible to physical attacks, magic attacks will penetrate their defense. The upsides to Dark Knights are that they have a really strong base attack, as well as a decent amount of HP. The downside to them is that they're not really mobile, as well as they attack pretty slow, seeing as their weapons consist of spears and polearms. So unless if you have some money to waste on a really good polearm or a surfboard, you're going to be attacking at a decent pace, but keep in mind that this is also one of their downsides. The upsides to the newly released class, the Kaiser class, is that he's extremely powerful, extremely mobile, extremely cool, and extremely overpowered. There are no downsides. The upsides to the Mercedes class is that they have a really high rate of damage, they have good mobility, and they have a decent avoidability rate. The downside to this class is that they have a lot of buffs, so pretty much the only downside to the class is having to wait for the buffs to activate. Let's check up on Brad and how he's doing facing Zanku. You're not doing so good, are you? No, I'm doing fine. I just gotta find myself. I'll just come back. I'm doing fine. The upsides to the Phantom class is that he's a thief. He's got a high avoidability rate, and he's got really cool attacks. And this thief is special. He can take the skills of other characters and use them to his advantage. The downside to this class is that he's a thief. He's got low HP, and if he's hit with a Seduce, he's pretty much out of the game. Also, his base power is pretty weak, so in order for you to hit really high with this character, you're going to need funding. The upsides to the dual blade class is that they have really high avoidability rate, and they're really strong. They have really fast attacks, and they all look really cool. The downside to this class is that they have low HP, making them weak in battle, just like the Phantom class. If they're hit with a Seduce, they're pretty much out of the game. Now we're talking about archers. The ups about being an archer class is that they have really cool moves that hit really fast. The downside to archers is that they have low HP, and their avoidability, unlike the thieves, is not that high, so they can be hit pretty easily, especially when seduced. The ups about the Aaron class is that he's really strong and he uses a combo system. He's also got some really nifty, cool skills. Some skills protect teammates while others buff up teammates, and some skills even cover the whole area of the map. Now the downsides about the Aaron is that he needs a combo system. He uses combos to attack, and his HP, although at a decent high rate, his defense is what brings him down and can get him killed pretty easily. Now that we've given Brad a couple of minutes to find himself, let's go check on how he's doing. Brad, how are you doing?
I said I'm doing fine, just give me like 5 minutes.
The upside to the Demon Slayer class is that he has really strong attacks, in the sense that he covers most of the maps whenever he attacks. He also has some really amazing skills, which again, cover up the whole map. The downside to the Demon Slayer class is that he uses a thing called Fury Force, which can't be recovered using MP pots. Also, his base attack is pretty weak, so in order for you to be doing high rates of damage with this class, you're gonna need some funding. The upsides to the mechanic class are that he has extremely strong power. He's a tank, and I do mean that literally. The downsides to the mechanic class is that he doesn't have a lot of HP, and his defense isn't really high, making him an easy knockout for those that don't have a lot of funding for this character. Things should have cleared up by now for Brad, so let's go check up on him one more time. Brad, how are you doing?
What the fuck is this? Where am I? This is a bunch of bull. Where am I?
Hey Battle Mage, time to get up. You can't be lazy in this video. You have to show everyone what your skills are. Come on. The upsides to the Battle Mage class is that they're extreme mobsters, which means that they can hit a lot of targets at one time. Their base attack isn't that bad, and their HP is pretty high. Along with some of their skills that they use, they make the Battle Mage almost invincible. The downsides to this class is that they're not very mobile. Now that you've seen all the classes I have played with, it's time to reveal the ultimate, most funnest, strongest class. Are you guys ready?